Hello YouTube, I'm back with one more collection video. I think I'll stop for the day after this. I got a lot of collection videos that I want to post, but we'll do a little at a time. Oh, and to show, there's my original Xbox, my Dreamcast, my PlayStation 1, the small, slim version. Which all these were compact, but what can you do? Oh, and Pokemon Edition, Pikachu, Nintendo 64. Right now what I'm going to do is my Nintendo 64 collection. Okay, we have 1080s snowboarding, Duke Nukem 0 Hour, which I believe is pretty much the 64 version of Time to Kill, ECW Hardcore Revolution, one of my favorite games of all time. Man, I wish they'd make a 3, but anyways, Killer Instinct Gold, which is Killer Instinct 2 in the arcades. One of my favorite games of all time. And then there's Knockout Kings 2000 with Muhammad Ali. I don't consider it as the best ever. I think Mike Tyson in his prime would beat the living hell out of Ali. Ali would stand there dancing, dance, come in, bam, one punch knockout, just like he's done with a lot of people. As PS1, I also have Nintendo 64's version of Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. Nintendo Quarterback Club 2001. Pokemon Stadium. Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, sorry about the pause. Anyways, I also have an original Game Shark Pro for it. Let's see. Okay, now we go on to Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. Did I already do one? Okay, yeah, Ready to Rumble Round 1 and Round 2. Wish they would have kept on with that series. I actually like that. I actually like that boxing series. South Park, the original South Park game. First person shooter. Very fun. If you haven't tried it, I think people should try to find a copy of it and play it. War Gods. WCW Backstage Assault. Most of the games I own, I think, are wrestling games for the 64. But like I said, I used to mostly just buy nothing but wrestling games. There's WCW Mayhem, with one of my favorites. Yep, a lot of people bash him, but I am a Goldberg fan. Oh, he was actually on the copy of Backstage Assault. Jackhammering who appears to be Kevin Nash. That's right. WCW NWO Revenge. Goldberg on the copy too. Here's the one that's pretty cool. It's pretty funny how both their NWO faction members, but I think at the time the Giant was no longer part of the NWO, but WCW versus NWO World Tour. Pretty cool game. Actually, if you think about it, WCW versus the World on on PlayStation 1, that's actually Virtual Pro Wrestling. But they retitled the game. That goes for this game too. Virtual Pro Wrestling, except they retitled the game for WCW. This game actually sucked. WWF Attitude, but in memory of Owen James Hart, which is pretty cool. Horrible game dedicated to one of the best high flyers of his time, Owen Hart. Rest in peace, Owen. Okay, we go on to possibly one of the best games that they've ever created for the Nintendo 64, WWF No Mercy. Although, even though this was touted as one of the best, I think this next game was probably even better. Or actually, the last game I'm going to show is probably even better. As I got the copy WWF Warzone. I think the only reason a lot of us actually bought this game is because of the man that's the poster boy for it, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wow, on the PlayStation game it says featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I guess not for the 64 version. Okay, right here we have possibly the best game that was there, the best wrestling game ever created, WWF WrestleMania 2000. There you have it for all my Nintendo 64 games. By the way, I'm gonna just throw out some of this stuff just for the hell of it. Collectibles, I guess you can call it. King of Soundtracks came with the King of Fighters 13. Disc 1, Disc 2. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and save some cases and do this with them. Disc 3 and Disc 4. Oh yeah, and with the copy of Devil May Cry came with this. The one copy of Devil May Cry, the collector's edition, came with that. Of course, the Street Fighter 4 collection. Street Fighter 4 collector's edition came with this. There's a soundtrack and a very crappy movie. That movie was probably the worst of anime Street Fighter. Okay, and for the copy of TNA Impact, this is what came with it. TNA Sting Return of an Icon, and bonus content with Kurt Angle, Sting, and Samoa Joe on the front. Kurt, the best wrestler ever. Don't care what anybody says. CM Punk is not the best in the world. Kurt Angle is, always will be. And Death Smiles actually came with the bonus disc too. Here's a soundtrack with all 5 of the characters that you can use on the cover. Soul Calibur 3 soundtrack. This was actually part of the strategy guide. Also part of the strategy guide, Soul Calibur 4 soundtrack. This came with another game, NBA Lifestyle 2003. Actually, this is some of the finds. This stuff I just found it. Coda Princess. It's okay. That's from the 3DS. Super Mario Galaxy World official soundtrack. I like soundtracks. Oh, and with the purchase of South Park season 1 DVD set, comes with the original unaired plot of the first episode of South Park, which actually is a mixture of several different South Park episodes. You'll see bits and parts airing on like the first 3 or 4 episodes. So they pretty much crammed it all into one for that bonus disc. Anyways, there you have it. That's my Nintendo 64 collection. Okay, well, I don't know what else to say. Surprised I made it this far without this phone screwing up again, but anyways, that's it.